So welcome back to the EMC Weekly Agent Power Hour, aka our Monday Mastermind previously. Thank you for being here to learn about what it takes to close pro athletes and high profile clientele with our guest, Kish Kishua. I'm
KeAusha.
sorry, I'm like,
It's okay.
I was preparing
Joshua.
slightly different. Kishua
KeAusha.
Jordan.
KeAusha.
KeAusha.
KeAusha. Sorry, we had it as Kea at first. That's what I thought.
No,
So
you're okay.
KeAusha Jordan. Um, and I'm Dylan. Oh, sorry. One second here. I'm having technical difficulties.
No worries.
Sorry, I'm Dylan, joined by my mom, Eva, and my sister Colby, and the rest of our Every Move Collective family. We run a bi-coastal top producing team out of Westchester, New York, Connecticut, and Los Angeles. We're also running this Every Move Collective at eXp Realty, which brings you these weekly calls every Thursday to foster learning, networking, and community. And we welcome all agents, regardless of company or experience level. You're always welcome to join. And we always ask that, if you can, have your cameras on. And I know Colby already asked for us to drop location in the chat. And we ask that you don't be shy. Just jump in, ask questions, raise your hands, just be as conversational as possible and get the most out of this call. So thanks for joining
Yes.
us.
Thanks, Dylan. And before we dive in with KeAusha, oh my gosh, we recently rolled out a partnership with our friends Tony and Jake at Apex Agent. So Tony, who hopped on here, we're super excited about this partnership. It was what prompted us to expand these calls from bi-monthly to weekly. They're super dialed in on the rapidly evolving digital marketing and AI landscape. And so we wanted to set up a segment each week where they jump on for 10 minutes to share what's trending in that space. So we're gonna hand over the mic to Tony to share a little bit on that, and then we will get started on the main presentation afterwards.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Colby, Dylan, Eva. Thank you so much for taking the time to put something like this on for agents all across the country. And I'm super grateful for our partnership as well. As Colby stated, my name is Tony Cruz. I am a founder here at Apex Agent Pro. We are a digital marketing agency and AI agency that is real estate focused, and not just real estate focused. What makes us different is I myself am an active agent. And I myself officially yesterday did join EXP, officially license transferred. Yeah. So, license transferred yesterday, but I'm in production myself. Right now, I have about $7 million in listings, working with several buyers. But my main passion, my main drive is digital marketing and helping agents grow and scale their businesses without wasting money. And just curious on the call, because I love getting a lot of feedback in the calls. How many of you have ran ads on Facebook and Instagram and it just didn't work? Like you're like, I am burning money. I am burning money. A little bit. Okay, some of you. Okay. So with that being said, I really want to take, and I don't even need 10 minutes. I just need 5 minutes today because I really wanted to go into what makes an amazing ad on Facebook for realtors and what changes have happened in Facebook, right? And a lot of people, when they run ads, and I talk to them about running ads, they say, Tony, I know that I could target Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia. I think a lot of people on this call know that they could target people based on those touch points, those interests, if you will. Now, the funny thing is, has anybody ever heard of this update called the Andromeda update with Facebook? It was their biggest update that came out it was about 6 months ago. And what the Andromeda update is Facebook no longer truly values your targeted interests on Facebook. So when you go to select who do you want this ad to be seen by, Facebook really doesn't care about that anymore. What Facebook cares about is what your ad says. So with the Andromeda update, okay, when you go into Facebook and you launch your ad, as long as your ad says something very catchy and it continues the conversation going on in your buyer or potential buyer seller's head, it will find the right people. Now, I have a visual example of exactly what I'm talking about. If I could share my screen really quick. Um, this is the visual example, and I want each and every one of you to take a screenshot of this slide right here. On the left, you have a very bad ad. Now, on the left, does that not look like a Lofty, a Bold Trail, a Real Geeks, a KV Core style ad? That's exactly what that looks like, right? Those yield results, but the issues are the hook's very generic. There's no emotional trigger. It's property focused. It's not client focused and has a very weak call to action, right? Whereas on the right-hand side, you could see an example of an amazing ad. Orlando buyers are overpaying by $37,000 without even realizing it. Here's what you need to know to protect your equity before making a move. And then it's a video, right? Which ad on which ad, just curious, if you were a buyer, which would you click on first? Would you click on the ad that's a little bit more broader of a topic, but it's talking about saving money when buying a home? Or would you click on the ad that has a home listed for 450,000 when you're trying to buy a home that's 550,000? See, a lot of people focus on the left ad, but it's too specific. What about all the other buyers and sellers out there that would really resonate with this ad on the right? So when you're even looking at your marketing, for example, I want you to think about, am I creating buzz around what I'm saying? And the number one strategy I look at is emotion, curiosity, and specificity, right? So when you build your ad, go into ChatGPT and say, hey, chat, build me an ad that has emotion, curiosity, specificity for real estate to attract buyers, to attract sellers. It'll give you some amazing hooks, right? Let me go into this really quick. And what type of ads should you be running? If you're trying to get new leads, stop trying to do home value ads. Do neighborhood tours, do market myths, do home value secrets. My favorite ad of all time that works like gold. What buyers or sellers are doing wrong in Orlando, right? What buyers or sellers are doing wrong in Orlando? When you have warm audiences, people that already kind of know you, you should be sharing success stories, before and after transformations, testimonials, and local authority, right? I absolutely love the local authority one because I love to spend a lot of time in my community. So I love to take selfie photos with the guy who owns a steakhouse down the road. I love to take selfie photos with the neighborhood gas station clerk that everybody knows. It's all brand recognition, right? So, yes, I will send Colby over the slides for this, but I just want you all to see, and I hope you all took screenshots of the before and after, like what you're doing probably right now and what you should be doing, because I think just in this quick 5 minutes, you probably had a few good, like, oh, dang, yeah, that makes sense. Why am I trying to target $450,000 home buyers when I should be targeting everyone? But with the right messaging, you can do that. So that's what makes a good marketer, right? So, Artie, Colby, thank you so much for having me.
Thank
Truly
you,
appreciate
Tony.
you.
Appreciate
And
it. Thanks for coming in and dropping knowledge.
yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yep. Awesome. 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 Anyone need any help? I'm going to give Colby my slides and we will see you next week. Thank you, Colby.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, this will be on YouTube, so everyone will be able to rewatch this there and see this weekly segment every week. Dylan, do you want me to handle the next step here, the poll?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so really quickly before we dive in, I'm just going to launch this poll. We would really appreciate everyone just commenting if this is a call that you want to attend regularly or even just twice a month. We'd love your feedback on what time works best for you. We used to do these on Mondays bi-monthly. We've switched to weekly on Thursdays. We're considering our options as we move forward because there's been some growing pains in this change, and we're not exactly sure how we're going to keep it. But it does seem like people are saying they like the 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern slot later. I'm just curious, show of hands or in the chat, if a Monday or Tuesday call were at that earlier time in the day, would that make it better? Like, no, you're saying no. You're like Thursdays are way better.
Mondays are like it's heavy meetings day, team meetings, team calls, blah, 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 one-on-ones,
Okay.
all that. So yeah, my Thursdays are way better for stuff like this.
Okay.
Later in the week makes it way better.
Okay. Well, I'm going to screenshot this because I have no idea where the results are going to go once I close it out, and we will keep you guys updated. Thursday or Wednesday works well for me. Okay, thank you, Lara. I appreciate the comment. Okay, so let's get diving into KeAusha's presentation. So we're talking about working with athletes and high profile clientele. She's based out of Orlando, ranked in the top 5%, runs a team down there and has experience closing over 35 professional athletes, which I'm sure many of you saw and was a big reason why you decided to come to this call to learn from her. So their team brand is really rooted in developing an elite concierge service. And we had the opportunity to speak with her before this call to learn a little bit about their business, and it's really incredible. So really excited for you guys to hear what she has to share. I'll hand over the mic to you, and then we can get going. And if you need permission to share a screen, just let me know.
Okay, awesome. No, one, guys, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that actually joined the call. I always say when you show up, yeah, proximity is everything, right? Proximity is very key. I live by that right there. So for those of you guys that don't know me or don't follow me, my name is KeAusha Jordan. I run the Jordan Lanza team out here in Orlando, Florida. And our special niche is sports and entertainment. So prior to get into real estate, I was working in corporate America, already making over $100,000 a year. So I knew when I stepped into real estate, the regular $3,000 deals were not going to cut it for me, right? I knew I had to enter this market and entered hard because mama had big girl bills. Okay. Big mama bills that needed to make sure that they got covered at the end of every single month. And I had to be very strategic on how I went about it, right? So, of course, when you join a new brokerage, it's the number one thing is what's your goal? What's your why? How many deals you want to close? The whole nine. And I remember sitting in those rooms, raising my hand, and I was so excited to say, I want to sports and entertainment. I want to make this. I want to close that just for my goals and dreams to get shot down, literally shot down. It was a good luck. That's what everybody wants to do when they get their license. Hope you make it, the whole nine. So I said, ooh, oh, okay. I went home and I mastermind and I said, excuse my French, but now I have to go fuck it up for principal. Because two things you're not going to tell me is I'm not going to succeed, I'm not going to make it, and I can't do what I just set out to go do. So then I made it a note to say, I need to know who is in my city that I need to know, right? Who do I need to follow? Who do I need to get to know? Where do I need to be? I make it at a point to literally hit my Instagram and hit my Facebook page, and I hit it hard. Back 10 years ago, it was a lot easier because now you're getting catfish by the blue check mark. Back then, you was not getting catfish by the blue check mark, right? It was an easy follow. I also remember the stat. The stat said back then when I started and got my real estate license, 80% of people would have used their agent had they followed up. That told me everything I needed to know. It told me that real estate agents half-ass their business. They damn sure don't do follow-up, and they could barely run and function their own book of business. So that told me that I'm not really in competition with 30,000 agents that hold their license in Florida. I'm only really in competition with probably about 5 to 10%, and that's it. Okay. So now I said, there's too much money out here to be made, right? Not everybody is owning their location, owning their network, and owning their location just based off of that stat right there, which was NAR stat. So I said, okay, perfect. Once I started on social media, I started following who's in my city that I need to know: artists, athletes, trainers, business owners, musicians. Who are they? And I just started adding and following, adding. But guys, where the mistake is being made at, too many people are trying to get to the artist and you forget the circle. It's the clients. And guys, feel free to stop me at any point, ask questions. I really love for this to be an open-ended kind of conversation because I know this is pretty much a unique kind of niche to definitely try to dive into. Okay. But who's in their circle, right? It's bigger than just following them on social media. I need to know who your mama is, who your friend is, who the trainer is, Who serves your food? Who's the caterer? Those are the people that I'm going to connect with and get friends with because they influence you. When the athletes step into the amount of money that they're about to make, they don't know who to go to. It's these people that influence them on who to utilize, who to stay connected with, and so forth. So I started adding the mom, the sister, because you know why? Their pool of people who follow them is very small. So which means they're going to notice me when I follow. They're going to take note of, wait, who's that? Oh my God, I got to follow. Some of them get excited because nobody follows them. Nobody knows them. Then I started watching their habits on social media, right? As I'm following them, where are they going? What do they like to do? What are they tagging? What type of things do they like? I started catering my page to that, right? I noticed AO, one of my biggest clients to this day that lives in Orlando, Florida. He's a Grammy award-winning producer. He did Cardi B's album WAP. He does Teyana Taylor's album. He does some really big albums. He followed. He loves coffee. He loves unique things that go on in homes and designs and so forth that I said, let me start posting on my stories little things to try to hook him, right? Then next thing you know, I get a DM that says, I want you to represent me on this property. I said, excuse me? Whoa, hold up. You talking to me? Okay, cool. Now I'm getting prepped up and I'm getting prepared to now go meet this client that he wants to see a property for, right? So then I said, I just don't want to show up average because guess what? I'm not dealing with the average client. I had a friend who's an ex-cop that I said, do me a favor. I want you to drive me to this property because I need to stand out. I live in Orlando, Florida, next to the biggest rat known to Disney. And not too many people just want to say, I want to go move to Florida and drop 5-10 million. It's very slim and rare, right? I'm not Cali. I'm not New York. I'm not Miami. We got to get strategic and start thinking outside the box, right? So upon my arrival, he says, well, I'm going to have other people come. And I said, whoa, what do you mean other people are coming? In walks in Aaron Gordon. In walks in some of the other Orlando Magic players. In walks in some other people that my jaw literally almost hit the floor that I said, whoa, he literally brought people. Okay. They're conversing, they're chit-chatting, they're talking. And I said, now, how could I expand on this? Now I'm taking notes because now I'm looking back while they're all looking at the property. Now I'm taking a step back and now I'm taking notes, right? One party said, oh, I'm getting thirsty. I have to leave. I said to myself then, I don't want that to ever happen again on one of my showings. How could I step this up for the next time? One brought a little one. How could I make sure that that little one stays entertained, that you stay in front of me and that I stay in front of you guys at every point? Okay. Every single thing that you do within your business, you guys have to remember the stat and remember who you guys are trying to get close to. Stop worrying about the athlete and start networking with the circle. The circle is going to help you penetrate these high-end influential people because guess what? They're going to be the ones that invite you to the barbecues. They're going to be the ones that say, come over to the house because you've connected with them, right? So then I said, you know what? I need a partner to work these rooms. There's too many people in these rooms. I can't work these rooms by myself, and I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Then I partnered up with a business partner who's my business partner, Giovanna Alonzo. We ended up partnering up. We had a conversation. I told her exactly what I wanted to do. I said, I've already done it. I proven myself and proven the record. I did what nobody else wanted to do, which was jump on social media, comment on these people's posts. Go friend the wives. I'm going to give you guys a little trick. When you start friending the wives and so forth, you got to be careful. You know why? Athletes, women, cheating allegations and so forth. Wives get very sketchy on another woman following them. Are you going to tell me something about my husband that I don't want to know? Ladies, this is where ladies, you got to start thinking about the ladies, right? Comment on the shoes, comment on the hair, start commenting on these posts prior to doing these follows. So that way it makes them feel a little bit comfortable when you do follow, right? So now once you start penetrating the circle, I started partnering up with my business partner. Then we said, we need to create a concierge service because after closing one, I realized there's a gap in my city. Lazy agents, they don't want to go above and beyond. They don't want to think outside the box. How can we close that gap and make them always remember us? I already had a private driver on deck. So which means when you fly into my city, my driver will come get you. As we're sitting in a coffee shop and we're mapping out the entire concierge on exactly what we wanted to do and deliver, I get a DM. The DM literally stated, I have a client for you. I like your social media post. You don't seem so flashy. You seem very kind of legit. I can't tell you who they are. You have to sign my NDA. And the thing is, it's 50%, referral. They already messaged a few agents prior to me because a few agents turned them down. I said, for 50%, I don't give a damn what it is. You could charge me, I'll take 20%. I want to know who the client is. I know that my follow-up game is so good that I will forever get the client. I'm not worried about the one time I have to pay you out on the 50%, right? That 50% ended up being De'Aaron Fox with the Sacramento Kings at the time. Stop turning down deals because we think we're too good, too luxury, too this, because you never know who's on that other end for clientele. That right there changed my book of business for everything. The way that you guys show up on social media is everything. People are watching, the agents are watching, the moms are watching, everybody is watching how you flow and how you move, right? Once that client came through and we represented him, it wasn't easy. I had a private car driver meet them at the airport to go get them. I had their favorite snacks. You know why I know their favorite snacks? I made it a point to jump on their social media to find their favorite snacks. It was waiting for them in the car when they opened up the car door, was sitting in the seat. It's little things like this that make them memorable to say, whoa, you paid attention to me, right? The wife came, family members came, children came. It was the fact that we thought about the kids. I, at the time, could not afford to bring a nanny on deck. I brought my mom and I said, you're going to help me watch these kids while we do the showings. You're going to pull up, mom. I made everybody get to work. You watch the kids, you're in the back, and I'm going to quote, tell them that you're the hired nanny that I hired. I need you to fall in line. And my mother fell in line. Okay. We had iPads. We had everything kind of ready to go to say, how could I take this experience? Because guess what they're used to in their own world? They're used to things being taken care of them, right? They're used to the spoiled treatment, right? So how could I spoil my athletes to say, my agent didn't do that? Because that's all I needed. I needed them to say, damn, my last agent didn't even do this. Oh, I bet, boo, she's not me. I'm going to forever be stuck in their mind of KeAusha is going to take care of you from point A to point B, right? Remember, it's the same way that we list our properties. The way you list, we got the first week, the first 2 weeks to show up and show out because everything after that no longer matters. What does the packaging look like when you guys are out and about, right? What does that branding look like when you guys are positioning? So now let's fast forward. Now it comes time for, now they're sending referrals. Wow, she really showed up. And you know who I contacted with? It was the manager. You barely got De'Aaron. I got his manager the whole time. The manager pulled me aside and said, Key, it's the fact that you thought about his wife when he wasn't present to see these homes. It's the fact that you thought about the people and the family members. That's what meant more to us, that you took time and took care of the family. And then you know what he told me? Please don't show up in heels. I want you in your best J's, your best Jordans, your best like whichever. Relax down, be comfortable. They're going to tell you how to be when you be there, when you start engaging with them, right? The manager was key to everything. Do not cross that manager, guys. Do not go over that manager, guys. Have your NDAs ready. My NDAs were ready. My NDAs were ready for when showing the homes. But guess what, guys? I prepped my NDAs prior to my first athlete. When I sat down with my business partner, I said, hey, I already did the first one. We need to map this business plan out. Prepare for the business that you want. Rima, you said you don't know how to get in. I want you to prepare for the business that you do not have. Do you have NDAs in place? Do you have certain things in place, but you want the client, but don't have the things in place? We got to make it make sense, right? If you guys want these athletes, you want these high profile people, what do you have in place to properly represent them? Do you have a financial advisor when they don't come with one? Guys, I had that before I had my first client. I knew who I was calling before I had my first client. You know why? Because when I called them, I already told them I represented them and I didn't have a client. I didn't have a client to think of. They didn't know that. They didn't need to know that. They just needed to know, I have it. Can you be available when I need you? Right? So now it's, okay, wow, we got another one. How can we now expand this even more? How can we now infiltrate the circle? Guys, how many nonprofit does NFL players hold within your city? And you mean to tell me not near one of you guys are sponsoring them or showing up? They post it all day long on social media. I'm doing a football league camp. I'm doing a feed the homeless hungry camp, but nobody's popping up with food and delivering. And you guys close, I don't know how much luxury deals all day. Sponsor it. Bring the food. Mike Sim Walker does one every single November, and the Jordan Lanza team pulls up every single time, delivering crazy amount of food to his organization. No other agent's doing that in my city. You guys can be doing that in your cities. Sometimes you have to stand out in order for them to now notice and see you, because now they're going to say, and you know what you do when you get to these events? The mom's there, the grandma's there, the cousin's there. I don't care about go running over there to talk to the athlete. I'm chit-chatting with the mommy. I'm chit-chatting with the cousin. I'm chit-chatting with the best friend. Because you know why? I have mommy's number. I got best friend's number. I got the wife's number. So now whatever it is I need, hey, KeAusha, can you pull up? Oh my God, absolutely. Hey guys, what do you need? Now you start to become now within their circle and now within the referral circle. I give the example of, we call him O. That one's Fox's manager. He says, KeAusha, we forever use you nonstop because it's a respect thing. Everybody doesn't want to be on social media. Everybody doesn't want their property on social media. Everybody likes privacy. Don't take photos of their home. He has one rule. You do not take photos of the home when you arrive. You do not sneak and take photos around the house. It's disrespectful. As soon as you cross that line and burn his bridge, they will never use you again. You also have to say, what is your level of respect? Because even with my team, there's a level of command, even with my team. You do not show up. You do not take photos. You do not do these items, right? My team has to sign NDAs. Everybody has to sign an NDA. If I'm doing a showing, the agent on the other side has to sign an NDA. Title has to sign an NDA. My photographers have to sign an NDA. Every single person, my title company has to sign an NDA. Every last one of them have to sign an NDA when working with these athletes.
I see we do have a question in the chat asking about how you get started on doing an NDA. Like, what is the process?
Lawyer, your title company, guys, leverage the people that are already in your circle. Title company. Remember, you close so many transactions with them, make them work for you. I did not have to pay for I closed too many deals with my title company to be dishing out money on NDAs. Hey, can you help me draft this NDA? And this is exactly what I need in there. They will draft it up for you. Okay. Read it, make sure it's to your likings, and make sure it crosses everything that you guys need from, beginning to end. Then after that, now it's how do we take this now even further to the next level? I give the example of, if you guys don't know who CeCe Winan is, absolutely love her to pieces. If you were Black, you cleaned your house to her. Okay. We had her brother-in-law actually utilize us for some of their vacation homes right here in Orlando, Florida, and it's been absolutely amazing. I treat people the way that I would want to be treated. They were not able to come down here in time to they closed on their property, but they got in very late. Would you really think I would make my mother go to the grocery store at 10 o'clock at night? Why would I make somebody else's family member do the exact same? This is what everybody has Instacart, right? Everybody's got DoorDash, right? Let's start utilizing that. Say less. I DoorDash groceries to the house to get them started. So that way, when they rolled in at 9, 10 o'clock at night, they weren't asked out. They weren't hungry. Guess what, guys? I sent DoorDash and Instacart towels, plates, pots and pans, silverware, glasses. Did that not mean something to them? The manager literally called me and said, yo, you just mind blown me. Nobody has ever done that before. They normally throw us the keys, they close, and it's going about your merry way. And I said, no, because I got a grandmama. And I wish somebody would have my grandmother flying at 9, 10 o'clock at night. You mean to tell me you just made all this money and you couldn't even make sure that she was set up properly? Think about how you guys want to be treated and think about what does that look like for you guys on that side. Everything that I would want my family or myself to do, I implemented within my business because I know other agents aren't doing this.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So obviously you've built out this amazing concierge service that you built in response to what you were seeing these athletes needing. Do you take some of that and apply it to clients that aren't athletes as well now?
Absolutely. I don't have the time or the energy to break up my business and to separate it. I just don't. It just takes too much. If you do business with me, these are just the natural things that come about because guess what, guys? I have a CRM. I knows what clients are allergic to what. I know who their dog's name. I know what pets that they have. Every single thing goes on my CRM. I cannot survive without it. My CRM is my bread and my butter. I know when I'm throwing client events because I said one thing, I don't like making phone calls. I did it when I first started. I'm not doing it. I'm over it. So I do client events. I hold massive client events. So my thing is, I know my client events, guys, title companies, lenders, leverage. I every year at the end of the year, come October, I'm having private meetings with each individual vendor that represents me and what's my budget for 2027. I know that I have high-end clients and I do separations of when I'm doing my client events. I have client events where we rent out entire mansions and we throw the Jordan lawns. It's called the JL Summer Bash, and it's an entire pool party that we do for all of our high-end, high influential clients that come in. Foods catered, drinks are catered. We have drivers that will drive you home because you will not drive home drunk on the Jordan lawns' dime. Okay. All of that is fully taken care of. Now imagine that if I say, bring your friends, bring her this, bring her that. We've rented out the Mercedes dealership. We've held massive parties at the Mercedes dealership. We've invited them in. It's also understanding when's their off season, when's their on season. When can they actually attend some of these events? Because you're not just representing the athletes. When I chose to represent athletes, I knew that there was a niche. A lot of the athletes go broke. I'm exhausted of seeing my athletes go broke and being misrepresented. You guys got to remember, they are coming into this going from dead broke to $100 million instantly. They don't know finances a lot of times. You guys are their first way in. I tell them no more than I tell them yes. Let me tell you how I win majority of my business. A lot of agents that do luxury, this is where they mess up at. They are so keen on making sure that they get them into the same areas as other influential people. Oh, such and such lives up the road from the Bucks. Oh, such and such. They're bragging about the zip codes. When you remember, he's still a country boy. He does not care. They're forcing these zip codes on them and they're getting frustrated and exhausted. And they're like, I just want my acres over here. I don't want all of that. You guys got to learn how to read the room. A lot of them will come to me and say, I can't even deal with that agent over there. She's too much. I don't want to live in that neighborhood. I low key just want this over here. Say less. You also have to understand their contracts. Everybody wants athletes, but you don't understand their contracts, but all you're concerned about is getting them pending. You will not represent the athletes that way because you're going to turn off the financial advisors. You guys got to remember, NFL is what? My guys on the call should know. This not guaranteed. Some of them got 1-year contracts, but you want to sign a $2.5 million deal with them? What? Make it make sense. They will send me deals and I'm like, you're not buying that. You can go on a rental this year. That's what you're going to do this year. And they will literally be like, and they call me Mama Key because I will definitely, we're not doing that, sir. Hang it up. Good luck. Maybe next year. How about this? Go get me a 2-year contract. And we do whatever you want to do, right? When you're honest with them, they respect you more. When you tell them no, they respect you more. But it's also understanding that contract. Having a conversation with these financial advisors when you get on the phone with them. You got to play ball with them. They will make or break you as well. Too much of your running rogue. Do you really think they're going to give you more clients and more referrals? They're not. You got to learn how to play ball with them. Sometimes it's like, why did he say that? Or sidebar it. Don't go hand in hand with it. But don't be afraid to tell them no and understand their contracts. Understand NBA contracts. Understand that they're more locked in than the NFL is. You guys also have to understand when the draft season comes, the first round draft picks get paid more than the last round draft picks. You're getting excited, but also trying to throw them in high dollar homes, and it doesn't make sense. Right? Remember, financial literacy is everything. They're coming from what and getting what. Nil deals. See, when I started, nil deals was not a thing. They're getting the money early. I'm on college campuses. I get them before they get into the NFL now. I get them before they sign that MLB contract now. You know why? Because I'm on college campuses. We're having conversations about nil deals. We're having conversations now about the branding and so forth, because now they're coming decked out to, they are more iced out than anybody I've ever seen on the drafts. A lot of them are already making a lot of this money prior. So how do you get them early? Guess what, guys? I hold nil deal calls for the moms in the stands. I'm on the high school level. Their baby boy's about to get drafted. I've locked the moms in from high school. Think outside the box. Remember, you're so focused on the player that you guys are missing the circle. Nil deals, high school level, moms. How can you now create a group of, all right, mom, you got an athlete, you got this. I got lawyers on calls. I could talk to you about nail deals. I got this person on the call that can help with bring. You got to provide the value. You will not step into my city and not know KeAusha doesn't know everything about her city. I made it a point that I am your go-to in my city. If an athlete flies into my city, I have a person that can cut their hair at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. They will pull up to the hotel and cut that hair. Deion Sanders steps into my city. You know what happens? He has oxtail sent to the hotel. Did he ask for it or did he not? Jordan Lanza sent it because I know you're there. Where does athletes stay when they're in your city? Especially the Black athletes. You need a loctician. Who wants braids done? Who needs to get trimmed? Who in your city can provide a size 14 shoe? Who in your city can provide a 6'8" player with a suit who forgot their suit last minute? You know who they call? They call Mama Key. Damn, Key, forgot my damn belt. Shit. Don't worry about it. Somebody from my team will be dropping it off at the arena. They'll be there in 30 minutes. I pride myself on knowing, you know why? I don't want you going anywhere else. I would rather you ask me and I have to go figure it out than you have to go to somewhere else and I lose you. Connect with people in your city, guys. I think the last guy on the call literally just said, I take pictures with the gas station guy and the block. He just dropped you guys mad nuggets to run your entire business. He's not lying. I connect with everybody that can deliver last minute, open up a store that can get me what I need. I don't care if you need to go to the strip club or to the club. I got the plug for that too. Do you guys want to go out? Remember, these athletes are young. Do you want to go out? Oh, say less. I was in my 20s at one point. The same club promoter still out here club promoting. He's my person. Hey, I got 5 people coming into my city. They want to go out and blah, blah, blah before the game. Can you get them in? Yes or no? Chico Bean comes into my city. I know at 12 o'clock at night, he always wants a haircut. As soon as I see his name pop up, Chico, he will be at the hotel at 12. Who are the people in your city that you guys can start to connect with that can help you guys build this out? Because once you start to become the go-to, your phone never stops ringing. I no longer hunt for my clients. They now come to me.
So you've positioned yourself as much more obviously than just a real estate agent. Like it sounds like you are keeping touch points with these clients even when they're not maybe actively looking for a house even. Maybe
Because
they
it
bought that
falls
house
into
2 years ago.
correct. Guys, everything within my business, I'm not in the business of selling real estate. I'm in the business of relationships. My follow-up, remember, it said 80% of people would have used their agent had they followed up. NAR said that. That shit's high. That means nobody follows up in their business. So my thing was, how do I turn my people from clients to relationships? Family, friends. This is the reason why I get invited to the I don't care what they have going on, to the wedding, to the baby shower, to the barbecue. Do you want to come downstairs? Because now I've infiltrated as family, right? This is the reason why on the 4th of July party, hey, Key, are you pulling up? We're throwing the first. Absolutely. Now you just become part of their plan, part of, you don't become thirsty. You're not in there like, oh my God, with your cameras out all day. My phone does not move. I'm already in. I don't need to. It's bigger than just I signed the athlete. How do you retain it? What things do you have in place to keep them active? Are you throwing events for them in their off season? I always throw an event for them, a private dinner, a yacht. I rent out the bowling alley. Hey guys, you guys worked hard all season. I rented out the entire bowling alley for you. I have security on deck. Last time we rented out about bowling alley, but I have NFL clients in the room. We had security in the room. We had a lot of people in the room, had security on both doors because they come with the decked out, iced out chains. You're not getting robbed on my account by somebody random in the bowling alley, not on my account. I have these things in place. But guys, leverage lenders, leverage title, leverage all your people so that way you can say, I need 1, 2, and 3. This is what it's going to cost. And everybody comes to the table. They close that same athlete with you. Title company closed that same $3 million deal with you. Everybody chips in to retain that client. Everybody chips in to make sure that they feel like they are at home. I always say, I'm not your agent. Think of me as your lawyer on retainer. I'm your real estate agent on retainer. I will always be here, but I stay involved in everything that they have to do. If they're putting on a nonprofit event, can I sponsor it? Can I sponsor that? Who in your area And think about this. We have somebody here named Coach Ellis. Coach Ellis, if you're in Florida, everybody knows Coach Ellis. Coach Ellis, Coach Ellis gets you from when you're 2, 4, 5, 6 years old. And when I say these NFL players bend the block, they bend the block for Coach Ellis. They all come home and show Coach Ellis love. Coach Ellis is everywhere. When the gold jackets go up for the NFL, he's in the room. You know why? Because he's got them from a very young age all the way up until they've hit. And who is that in your city? How do you become the go-to with whatever sports team is within your city? Again, you guys are so worried about getting to the VIP. I'm worried about when I go to the games. Every blue moon, I sit on the floor, but guess what? I'm in the family section. I like the floor. I go to the floor for personal business outside of sports and entertainment. I sit in the family section because from one team to the next, all the team members from both sides of the team sit in the family section. Why are you not mingling in the family section? But you look cute trying to get to the player, though. I'm going to look even cuter sitting next to the mom, though. Next to the cousin, next to the friend. And then next thing you know, you made such good friends that they said, hey, do you want to come over on Saturday at 2? Oh, my God, yes. While you were working hard to get to the athlete, I've already made it inside the house. Think outside the box, okay? And then what can you build to retain them? What can you build to now keep them on the roster? Events are phenomenal. Follow-up is immenseful. Do you know what I do? Guess what? Our client had a baby. He was all the way out on, he plays for the Raiders. We made sure that mama had everything that she needed. He called us and said, Key, when I was gone, you took care of my wife, man. When I was gone, you thought about my wife. These wives are sitting in your city by themselves. Their kids are sitting in your city with nothing to do. For the dads, for the guys on the calls, what things can you piece together for the kids to do something? I'm sure you guys like sports and can piece together, hey, mom, you guys need something to do. What things can you guys piece together to help get them outside of the house? For the wives, the girlfriends or whatever, they don't know the city. They're sad, they're bored, they're a little depressed. We do Pilates. I hire a Pilates instructor. I invite all the wives and the wags out. And I'm like, hey, guys, let's get y'all out the house. I know you're stuck in the house. You're not gonna get stuck in the house with me today. Let's go. You guys are so worried about the transaction. I'm not worried about the transaction. The transactions come. They just naturally come because the law of reciprocity says what? When you naturally do something nice for somebody else, they naturally want to do something nice to you. They know I'm in real estate because Jordan Lonza is everywhere in my branding. So naturally, they're like, yo, Key, I got a deal for you. Hey, Key, I got a deal for you. Hey, Key, can you represent this person as well? Hey, Key, my boy just got traded. He needs some help. And his agent is trash. I would love to take him. Because the other agents aren't going to do what I do. I already know that. 80% already said they don't even follow up. So I already know you're not going to do what I do. I'm never worried about somebody taking my clients. People's like, you're not worried? Never. You're not dropping off that bottle of Camus when they just made championship or whichever. You're not thinking about them on their birthday and a private cake is delivered to the house to say happy birthday. You're not thinking about the child of a handwritten note card from Elsa that says, I hope you had a great day at school today. I take it a step further within my business because when the kids go to school, all of their kids get something handwritten from their favorite whoever to say, wishing you well on your first day of school. Man, I heard you had a bad day on social media from a first day of school. From Elsa, go have $5 on me at an ice cream shop.
Question.
Answer.
Do you have people on your team that are like monitoring these clients and, family members of the client's social media so that you can respond like with agility and speed? Like if it's something where you see on social media that the kid didn't have a good first day at school, like who's there? Is that you like on social media catching that and then acting on it?
You guys got to scroll with intent. I'm not on social media for shits and giggles. I scroll with intent. It's my glass of Pinot Grigio, and I scroll with intent.
I love that.
While you guys are creeping, I just don't creep to creep. I'm just not on social media to be on social media. I'm on social media checking in and popping in. It's my time to comment. It's my time to stay post because this is where I do my investigating, right? What do you like? What coffee shop do you like to go to? Oh, wow, you do like Pilates? Because why am I throwing a Pilates events if nobody does on Pilates? But because of social media, I can tell your behind goes to Pilates every freaking week. Clearly, I need a Pilates event, guys. some shit's just not rocket science, okay? Like it really does not take much. You just have to use common sense, right? I took common sense and made it my business. They're giving it to you. They're giving it to you in the masses on social media of what they like, what they don't like, where they hang out, what they like to do, and what are some of the things. They're giving it all to you. Now, how can you funnel that and make it your own, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it's all about there.
For people who are like totally just starting out and it's a dream for them to work with athletes or high profile clientele, but that's not where their business is currently. Like, what are the small steps that people can start to take to begin building that?
Social media, guys. Very first thing I said on social media was I went in and I figured out who was in my city. Who do I need to know that's in my city? From artists to, I don't care who it is. Trainers, are you a trainer that trains the athletes? I don't have that many followers, but I'm not looking for the follower count. I'm just looking, are you connected in some way? I'm playing connect the dots at this point. Who's on your page? They post so many photos and pictures and they tag everybody in their photos and pictures. Did you jump on the page, hit the little tag button and follow the person from the tag? You guys got to do that. Who are these key people? Who's in your city? What events are you showing up to? If you want sports and entertainment, you have to divulge yourself into that sports and entertainment world. What nonprofit events are you going up to that they're a part of? Every athlete's a part of something of a give back. Are you guys showing up to those? Feedings, giveaways, handouts, backpack drives. What things are within your area that you guys can now pop up into? The system doesn't change. Like I told my team, if you just do the steps that I tell you, which is 1, jump on social media, 2, start connecting, 3, start popping up in DMs. And then the next thing is start working with agents that already represent sports and entertainment. Guys, I don't send my agents to nobody that does not work in sports and entertainment, or you have to close a minimum of 4 to 5 deals of athletes before I send you my athlete. I have to see your NDA process. I have to see your security. Like there's a process with me before you get my athletes for referrals. I'm part of every single sports and entertainment group to think of, and we all mastermind together. Who are you masterminding with? Who are you guys connecting with within your city that already dominates within that field, right? If you guys want this type within there, if you want MLB, hockey, I don't care what it is, I don't care what sports it is. Are you fully divulged into the activities that they have going on, right? What is it that they need? And guys, I'm going to tell you this again. I did a lot of free rentals. Oh, gut punch. A lot of people say, I'm not doing that. I've been in real estate for 30. No, I'm not doing a rental. I will mess up a rental. The rentals have led me to the multi-million-dollar deals and to the clients that I have today. MLB season for me starts the end of October. I'm getting calls all day long for my MLB players because they need what? They need housing for training season. A lot of these athletes are not fully committed to a city, especially the NFL players, because they don't know if they fully are there. The contracts are in ink. They don't know. So they need housing. So when you turn your nose up at certain rentals, you're turning nose up at millions of dollars later on down the line. For the first year I started representing athletes, I did a whole bunch of rentals, guys. Rentals. Some of them I didn't even get paid on. Wasted a lot of time. I don't care. The fruits of that right there is what paid me today. It's what said, damn, Key, thanks for looking out. Now I'm ready to buy. I just got my contract. Now I'm ready to buy. What's good? You ready for me? Hey, Key, I got to now go sell. I got to go over here. You will be doing a lot of rentals. So you got to be open-minded with rentals. And you also have to understand leases because, guys, these players get drafted and they change teams very quickly. What provisions are you putting in these leases to make sure that they can either get out of it or you have something in place that they might end up breaking it that is not breaking or costing them so much money? Remember, you're not just representing the client. You have to fully represent these athletes like you understand their workflow. They might have to transition and leave. Don't be nervous about working these rentals. MLB players do it a lot because they got training season coming up and sometimes they're only in the city for 3 months and they need 3 months. Who do you know in your city that would allow you to rent for 3 months? Once I realized that, I started calling everybody I knew. Owners, you guys know a lot of investors within your portfolio. Yo, do you want to give me your property for 3 months? Pretty please, I'm begging. There's nothing. Is your home open? This is where now you start leveraging your database. I call my database all day long. Hey, I know you got a rental right over here. Oh my God, it's an Airbnb. Would you mind taking it off Airbnb for 3 months? Because I really need it. Don't be afraid to do the leases. You're going to do a lot of those. I can't even begin to think how to do this in a big city like Seattle. It's so spread. Oh, girl, you could kill the game in Seattle. It's almost like Miami.
There's so many agents here, and there's like it's so spread out with the lake in the middle of the two big city areas where a lot of the big athletes, high profile people are living, and we just have pockets of
Know the pockets. I live in Orlando and I sell in Miami. I live in Orlando and I sell in Miami. You know why? What athlete do you know that wants to go buy a $10 million property next to the big rat? That's 20 years old, 21 years old. Did they just sign a $100 million deal? Nobody. I have to understand the other cities, right? You got to remember, what did the stat that I just said on the call said? 80% of agents would have used that agent had they followed up. Do you really think I don't care about how many agents are in your city? They don't follow up. They don't follow up. They're not following up. The question is now, what do you know about those cities that will now attract those agents, that will attract those athletes? What videos and what things and what knowledge are you dropping that you know and understand that city, that if an agent were to call you, if I were to call you and said, hey, Rima, I know you're in Seattle, can you handle this client? But if you hit me with that, do you really think I'm sending you my client? There's just so many, and it's just so far. And it's just so, you hit me with 30 excuses of why not. Just know the area. Your job is just to know the area, know what's in place, know that I know this neighborhood, I know this neighborhood, I know this apartment, I know this lease, I know that if I got that call, I know I can drop him off right there and go get him under contract. You just have to know your area well enough to be dangerous. Miami's huge, Tampa's huge, but I'm Orlando. Tampa, Miami, Sarasota, and South Florida, I cover all because my athletes require that. I don't get the luxury of saying I don't go down there. For $10 million, I go down there. $5 million, I'm going to Tampa. Be dangerous enough to go. A lot of them don't know what they don't know. And I'm sure you know Seattle well enough to sell the home. Right?
Yes, it's getting connected and getting seen and all of that. That's really the big question mark for me.
That's it. Because you already got the vibe and you already said you already have a client that's already, you're kind of already in there. Now it's just divulge yourself in there. You don't talk about real estate all day long, but they do need to know that you're present and you're there. The more you diverge yourself within to their circle, it naturally starts to become a natural flow of, I need this. Remember, become the source of need. What do you need? Say less, I can have it sent over to you. Or say less, I'll connect her or add you to the number. Oh my God, you need that. Become the need person. I became the, what do you need? Oh, no. I'll call that and handle that for you. I'll get back to you in a couple of minutes. I don't want them having to do too much, right? Your friends that they keep connecting you with, I don't discredit that. Those are amazing people. What events are you throwing on to get them all in one room? Oh my God, I just want to show appreciation / whichever. I'm hosting a private dinner. Would love to invite you and whoever else to it. Once, if she stops recording this call, I'm going to show you guys my DMs, but I can't do it on a recorded call. Remember, when you guys are at the games, do not discredit the security guard. Do not discredit the guy, the lady that cuts the ticket. You guys like to run past them like they're nobodies, and they're the ones who get me through the entire arena with ease. Oh my God, ma'am, you need a badge. No, she doesn't, because I'm with her over here. And she'll say, no, she doesn't. Come with me, girl. Come on over here. Do not discredit those people. I love on those people. The security guards that literally have each individual corridors when they go down the alleyway, those, I show up with gift cards. I show up with, oh my God, it was so sweet to see. When they see me, Key, come, no, come, stand right here, stand right here. Let me let the teams go, stand right here, get right here. They're going to show you the most amount of love. But remember what I said, stop paying attention to the wrong people. It's the little people that shake and move the rooms for you. It's the little people that's going to get you to the big people. It's the little people that's going to get you down those corridors. That's going to really open it up for you. Okay. Those are my people when I go to the game. They're not the people of, oh my God, she's just a ticket person. No, she holds the key to everything. He's not just a security guard. No, he gets me access to the full back. When I come, it's a lovely card. I think about all of them. If it's during Christmas season, Thanksgiving, I know another game's not popping up until I come with Thanksgiving. Oh my God, tell you and your wife, happy Thanksgiving. Remember, guys, I live my business off a repeat business. I'm a highly referral business. The way to stay actively on their minds is to nonstop keep creating things that makes them remember me. Holiday cards, follow-up cards, birthday cakes, Everything's in my CRM. I do a round of every quarter. If you own a pet or a dog, doggy treats get dropped off to your home. Amazon's amazing. You can put in 100, I don't even know, addresses to make little cute deliveries. What are you doing to touch your database nonstop? Rima, what are you doing within those people that you already have a connection with to start drawing them into your world? I force them into my world. I jump into theirs and they jump into mine.
So my question here for you is, that's you now? What was it like the first month you were trying to do all of this? I mean, how it's like, it's the getting started, but well, yes and no. I mean, you had that drive and you had that push and you had the idea, but you in that first month walking into the stadium with gift cards for the security people, they're like, who's this crazy lady? Versus now, well, they're like, oh, there's Key. I mean, there's that piece of it where they don't know you. You're not connected. I'm not connected. I don't know these people. Heck, I didn't even grow up in this town because I'm not a Seattle Seahawks fan. So my New Orleans Saints poser self is going to be trying to help them out. You know, that kind of thing. It's like, how do you do that when I also come from a social service background? I was in public health, so I'm not rubbing elbows. I've never been rubbing elbows with anybody who's been any sort of high profile ever. And it's like, how do you get in there? How do you do it? And how do you not have the imposter syndrome when you're doing it?
Remember, I had big girl bills. I didn't have time for imposter syndrome. Mama had bills that were due on the 30th and the 1st of every month. There was no energy for imposterness.
I'm here. It's just me.
So with that being said, it's a simple of when you guys make natural friends, it doesn't come off cheesy, right? When you walk in and just say, oh my God, when the person's cutting your ticket and I see her every single time I come to the game, I'm going to say, oh my God, hey, Lindsay, the next game that I come to, do you really think I'm handing out gift cards on the first one? It's very cheesy, right? You got to make friends. You got to at least say hi. Oh my God, hi, thank you so much. Oh my God, how's your day? I just don't let people cut my ticket. Have a conversation with people, guys. That's why my man, I get on his nerves. He's like, good God, you talk to everybody. That's my job. Get out my face. If you want to, walk ahead. But I am talking to Lindsay. And I make it a point when I go to the next game. If I see Lindsay, I'm going in her line because I'm going to spark up another conversation. Oh my God, girl, you're back for round 2? Yes, mom, I'm back for round 2. Girl, how's your day? Shut up. What? All right, girl, see you next time. Are you going to be working next game? Okay. Are you here for all the seasons? Okay. After 3 to 4, because remember, it's just like real estate. Are you really popping in on the restaurant and being like, I said real estate, it's a real estate? No, you're making friends with the bartender, right? You're chit-chatting her up, right? 3 to 4 visits in, you've built up a conversation base where now you can start elaborating those things. Nothing changes within the business, guys. Nothing changes. You're still doing the exact same thing. You're walking in, you're taking note. I'm noticing it's the same officer that stands in the same one thing every single time. As I'm walking by, I'm going to make it a point to say like, hey, how are you? If I'm walking by or if I'm standing there, I'm going to make it a point to have a hey, hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Okay, cool. I'm going to make it a point to go to that next section every single time if I notice he's there every single time to be like, and then he's going to be like, you're back again. Oh my God, I'm back again. Hi. Da-da-da. And then we're going to be shooting the shit. And the next thing you know, shooting the shit just turns into just other stuff. And the next time it's oh my God, you mentioned your wife the last time we were, conversating. Here, I thought about you. Then I make a little bit of a notion of I thought about you. This is going to take multiple visits. This is not I just meet you and I start popping off. Hell no, I ain't got that type of budget. Like, no. It's just being naturally nice. Remember the law of reciprocity. Like you got to just thoroughly remember, I'm not in the business of selling real estate. I'm in the business of making relationships. I make and build relationships. I'm naturally nice with people because I know I'd rather do that than jump on the phone and call 1,000 people. I would rather bump shoulder to shoulder than to do something like that, right? Everything that you do, if I'm in the grocery store, if I'm doing this over here, I'm literally shaking hands and making friends with whoever I am within that building space to do that, right?
Oh, you just muted. I don't know if that was intentional.
There we go. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're in your city, remember, I'm not from Orlando. I'm from Atlanta. I'm 19 years here in Orlando. So I did not have a base when I started this, guys. I did not have a base at all. So not having a base, being in or
Oh, muted.
Oh, you keep getting mute, unmute.
there we go. Is that better? I'm going to step
Yeah.
outside really fast. Okay. So not having a base, being from Atlanta, coming into Orlando, I had to then go make and find my friends. I had to then create that conversation. I did not have it. I had to go build it, right? The reason why I went to Instagram and I went to social media is because I didn't have it. I didn't have it. A lot of the people and the old school people that did luxury within my city, they've been here for 30, 40 years representing the high end luxury clients all their lives for 30 years. These are the people that I were up against that I said, what's difference between me and her? I said, well, wait a minute. At some point, they got to find a way to connect with me, right? She's not on social media heavy, so I knew I got her there. So I said, okay, say less. She's not really high end on social media. My young athletes are on social media. I better get on social media. So then I said, let me just start adding, add. Then I went to who's the coaches in the area. I went down to the assistant coaches. I went down to the water boy. I went down to everywhere else. Guys, you can pull the roster on everything is given to you. You can pull the whole roster. You can pull the college roster. You can pull the coaches roster. All of this is online. Now go find them online. Go find them on social media. Add them, follow them, engage with them. Guys, you know what's so cool right now in the social media post when you hit repost? You can make a little comment. I make it be seen that you're going to see me on a lot of high profile people's pages because I hit repost and I made a comment at the top. Do you not know your name and your little picture floats up right there? The games keep changing. What are you guys doing to be active? If I could tell you right now, if you're not commenting, I could bet you right now, I make it every Friday. It's called client retention. Every single Friday, it's nonstop social media for me. I'm commenting on the post. I'm reposting, I'm commenting, I'm sharing, I'm doing a lot of different stuff on my social media page to be seen for follow back. I'm also not, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just exclaiming that I love that you have a Friday day dedicated to it.
Because it's my business. Like Rima said, I was not from Orlando. I had to stand out. I didn't have a book of business here. I had to go find my book of business. Because remember, big girl bills. If you're not
awesome.
recording, oh yes, what I'm going to do now is really fast. I'm going to share my screen so that way you guys can kind of just get an idea of.
Thank you
for
your time and for opening your playbook. I mean, does it get better than this, guys?
Steven?
Colby, I have a question.
Sure.
Hey, KeAusha, that was a great presentation. So I do lending. I actually played college basketball, so I have a little bit of flavor for it. Who do you? Yeah. Who do you? Or like when you're dealing with celebrities like this, and obviously finance is very personal, very private. I actually work with a lot of NBA players myself, and a lot of them can't get loans because their contracts don't go for. So how do you help handle a sensitive situation like that where, you know, they look like they're worth $50 million, but it may be hard for them to get a loan for $1 million. How do you handle that?
So I do have certain lenders that do specialize like with contracts that are for the 1 mil and so forth. I utilize two. So one's name is David, and he dominates in that area where he does specialize in the 1 year and the 1 year contract deals. And then I do have another one that is Jerry that does it as well and really good with it also. Then the question starts to remain is now, what is their contract amount? That's kind of where it boils down to. Like we could probably sidebar that one because now it just depends on what their contract amount is and then how you're now going to structure that deal accordingly because we do deal with a lot of that. 1 year deals, they don't have a lot of sponsorships. They don't have a lot of, other outside sources from branding coming in to offset it. So see, I will put my number in the chat for you really fast, and then we can kind of sidebar.
Yeah, I'll reach because I may have some private banking relationships that may be helpful for your clients.
Absolutely, because that is a big component too, is helping them find that. Because again, a lot of people think NFL, NBA, they all have it, but when you don't have the proper backing to make sure that they can get these deals done, that's where you fall in limbo, and then your inexperience will definitely show out from there. So you do need certain things in place in order. So There are several banks, but we'll sidebar that because I know it can kind of
Okay.
get into depth.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Very
All
welcome.
right. Well, thank you for your time and for your knowledge. I think
Absolutely.
I can speak on everyone's behalf saying we learned a lot here today. We're going to put this on YouTube so you can rewatch it, take notes, feed it to ChatGPT, ask it to help you create a plan for building a concierge level service like this. Start small, grow it. You can do it if you want it. You got to want it.
Gotta want it.
All right. Thank you. We really
You're very
appreciate
welcome.
you. Hope everyone has a
Absolutely.
beautiful weekend, long
Thank
weekend. Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye, guys.